Good morning and welcome to another new week at Oxford. I guess it's more afternoon now because after crawling out of my essay hole, I had a bit of a lie-in this morning and then went to the gym with a friend and came back kind of cleaned up because when I'm working on a big project like that, my room tends to turn into a disaster zone. So I organized everything a little bit and I'm about to head out to a meeting with my professor because basically the essay I submitted was like 3,000 words, just sent it to her. Then we have one-on-one meetings where we like get advice, talk about things to change or like where we'll go for the larger essay, because then we bump it up to 5,000 to 6,000 words and submit that as our like final official submission. So it's nice to get like some feedback throughout the writing process because that's something that I don't really have with the digital scholarship. So yeah, it's nice to get some feedback with everything, especially because I haven't submitted anything at Oxford that I've gotten a grade back for. I've gotten feedback after the fact on a couple of the projects that I did last term. So it is just nice to have like the check-in to see where you're at basically. So I'm looking forward to that, and then probably go to the library after because I have a much shorter thing that I'm writing this week. Hello, so as you can see, I'm back in my room. I know I said I was going to go to the library, but after my meeting I realized that I was starving. So I decided to come back here, make some food, and then crack on. But yeah, I found the meeting very helpful. I wasn't sure going in because like I said, I've never had a meeting at Oxford that was like, we're here to talk specifically about your work and your writing. So I was like, am I gonna come in here and just get read for filth? But it was good. I think that everything she said was something that I expected and had been thinking about. And then talking it through, she gave really great advice for how to tackle it. So it was very helpful in that way. I think, because this is the essay where I was going to do Under Your Door, The Green Knight, and The Franklin's Tale. And we were talking about The Franklin's Tale and we were like, it makes sense to talk about these ones together. And I really like those three together. But we were like, maybe drop The Franklin's Tale for this because it's just like she'd said, oh, but I don't know, like you've got some nice ideas about it in your essay. But like, I don't know, I think, yeah, they made a lot of sense to be talking about together, but when I was trying to actually write, I felt like the other two was very easy to kind of talk about them together and comparisons and everything. And then moving into The Franklin's Tale just felt a little clunkier. But she's like, I do think there is a way to make it work, but it might be better to just drop it for now. Or she was like, if you have the word count, something that you could do, a way to bring it in would be at the end and use it kind of like as a conclusion and be like, here's a text that's kind of saying the same thing that has these ideas, but is doing it in kind of the opposite way because I'm like focusing on the bedchamber. So here's a text that is saying these similar things about women's agency, women's spaces, public versus private, kind of women as sort of testing and establishing male identity, but doing it in sort of a very opposite way, like through the absence of a bedchamber is very obvious rather than the whole of the text sort of taking place in one. So that's a possibility. We'll see kind of as I start writing, but yeah, no, I thought it was very productive. So yeah, but now I'm going to have something to eat. I just finished up a couple little things, but I realized I forgot to read the short stories for book club tonight. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, I am now off to book club. I like these short stories a lot better than I missed last week, but the week before they were very science fiction-y, which just isn't really my jam. They Lou does a lot of fantasy, science fiction, kind of magical realism kind of thing. I much prefer the ones that were more fantasy heavy. This week they were maybe like a touch fantasy, but a lot of them just felt like regular general fiction. So yeah, I quite enjoyed these ones. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another new day. Book club last night was really fun. We did 2 short stories and then we only have 1 more left in the collection. It just worked out really well this term because we'll have read the whole book next week, and it's the last week of book club. So yeah, that just worked out quite well because last term we were reading the Sylvia Plath poetry book, and I don't think we got to read all of the poems in the book. So yeah, worked out quite well. I enjoyed the stories more this week. Although I had mentioned this yesterday, it irritated me more than usual this week because he does this thing where in every single story, a lot of them are male narrators, male main characters, but almost every single story has sort of referenced sex workers kind of on the fringes. Usually a sex worker who's killed or dies or just like horribly abused. And this story did the same thing. So it was, I forget the actual title, but basically it was about this like, so he worked in a mine. He was like, it was basically like creating a tunnel underneath the Pacific Ocean from Japan to the United States. And he worked on the mine here. And then it was like this world where World War II had never happened, but they still kind of referenced like, oh yeah, and then they had like comfort women for some of the miners. He tried to use one once, didn't like it. She seemed sad. He found out that, you know, a lot of them are there against their will. And then it says like, but he didn't really feel sorry for her. He was so tired. And I was just like, because like comfort women were an actual thing during World War II, and I listened to a podcast about it a couple months ago by Red Handed. The episode is amazing, but it was absolutely horrific, obviously, and I was like, don't bring it up if you're not going to actually do anything with it. If you're not going to make a point of making this important in the narrative, it's just unnecessary to include in this context. And like, he's obviously very preoccupied with sex work and with sex workers. So like, write a story where that is the main focus. And then maybe you don't need it in every single other book. But yeah, I don't know. That was my thing. He has I feel like you don't notice it right away because it's not super obvious. Like, you know, those Twitter threads of like women written by men, and it's just like, it's so bad, it's almost satirical. Ken Liu's writing isn't really like that. It's kind of, but when you're reading many short stories back to back, you're like, this is interesting. He's got like 3 ways of representing women, really. Some of them are mothers, and then we have sex workers, and then we have kind of young girls who like represent innocence. A lot of the time are then become sex workers, or it become exploited in some way. And yeah, I found it irritating this week. But this morning, I've just been working at home again, working on a proposal. So hopefully get that mostly done today, and then edit it and send it off by the end of the week. So that's what I'm working on now. And then I have my class in the afternoon. And then don't know what I'll be getting up to after. We'll see. Hello everybody, I am back from class. On the way there, I was like taking this little clip of the tree because I was like, oh, it's blooming, looks so pretty, it's springtime. And then I kind of panned the camera and then stopped recording, and out of the corner of my eye I just saw this like rat tail as it scurried off into the bush, and I was like, I wonder if I got it on camera. So I looked at the video and I did, and I've left it in because it's gross, but it's also kind of funny. I've seen little like glimpses of what I thought were maybe rats along the river path before, but just at night. So saw one in broad daylight, and on my way back I saw one again Don't know if it was the same one. Maybe he was just chilling. Because there are these like stairs down into the river, and there's this rat hanging out on the stairs, acting like I couldn't see him, but I could. So that was pleasant. We don't really have rats at home, so that's new. That's fun. Apparently, this is the time of year when they're getting frisky. So, but now I am going to take a minute to decompress from class, and then I'm gonna keep working on this proposal that I'm doing. Good morning, everybody. I got off to a very busy start this morning. Last night I was working on my proposal. I just kind of shut up here. But I finished it this morning. Well, I finished a draft quite early. And then because I didn't really sleep last night, not because I was working, I was just unable to fall asleep. So I took a little nap. But yeah, I'm about to head out. I think I might just like walk around the mall for fun really quick, because since I have the draft of my proposal done, my week isn't too busy for the rest of the week, which is nice because last week was crazy. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that and then maybe go to a library and continue editing, because I'm currently about a little over 100 words over the limit, as is my way. So I need to cut it down a little bit and just polish it up. So I'm going to do that this afternoon. I'd also maybe like to check out the Botanic Gardens. I don't know if they're like good this time of year. I think that they're just kind of set up all year round. I don't really know. I haven't been yet, but I'd like to go. And yeah, so I might do that either today or tomorrow, possibly this weekend. I don't know. I'd like to go this week because it's been on my mind. But yeah, I'm about to head out now. I'm back in from the day. So as I went into town, I went through the mall and tried on a bunch of stuff in And Other Stories. I didn't buy anything, I was just looking. But they had a lot of really cute stuff. Last time I went in there I didn't like see very much, but they've definitely gotten more of their new spring stuff, so that was quite cute. I really liked that like crazy tiered dress and then the black skirt. I think those were my favorites, although the tops were also very nice. But yeah, I left them behind. And then I went walking and I kind of like spur of the moment decided to go to Rhodes' house so that I could pick up my class portrait. It's actually much bigger than I had been anticipating. I'm not sure why I thought it would be small, but I have no idea how I'm going to get this home without crinkling it, but there I am, looking all cute. But I'm hoping that, you know, someone here will become a world leader and have some kind of scandal, so then I can be like, look at me, I'm like 2 rows down from them. You know, that's what these are for. But yeah, kind of just like a nice keepsake, something cool to have. So I picked up that, and then I sat in the library, but I realized I only had like 20 minutes before I had to be at the Weston Library for the digital editions course, but luckily it's only like 5 minutes away from it. So I like came into the Roseberry room, which is like the little sort of like library work area, and I was in there for like 10 or 15 minutes before I got up and left. So I was like, this feels quite disruptive because it's very quiet in there, but it was good. And then I made it over to the Weston, had the digital editions course, and then I just came back here. A lot of flowers along the path this morning, so it's quite like a lovely walk. I was also like quite pleased with my outfit today because I wasn't planning on like wearing these pants, but they're just like wool trousers from the Banana Republic outlet. But they were just like it was the perfect outfit for the temperature. So I felt like quite studious and Oxfordy, but then my like fluffy jacket made it a little cuter. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. But yeah, now I'm going to hang out here. I'm going to have a snack, chill for a little bit, and then do some more work before I go to the gym with some friends. I think we're going to go to the gym, come back, shower, and then do a movie night tonight. So that should be quite fun. One of them wants to get more into rom-coms, and I am something of a rom-com connoisseur, so we'll see what we watch tonight. We might also watch Love is Blind, because there's new episodes out, and we're all mildly obsessed. Good morning, everybody. So last night we went to the gym, came back, and watched the new episodes of Love is Blind. This year's couples might be the most unhinged yet. Like, who would have thought from episode 1 that Clay would be my favorite? But yeah, it was a nice night. And then this morning I'm just heading out to the Weston Library for our Bodleian field trip. I believe the last one of the term. They were gonna arrange one where we actually had to like drive out somewhere, but I haven't heard any other information about that, so there might be one more. But if not, I think this is the last one. Back from the Bodleian trip. It was really good. To be very redundant, it was basically a presentation about how digital scholarship works at the library and all of the different kind of resources that they offer and how they do what they do basically. And she was kind of talking about how she got into it, what they look for in applicants that are applying specifically to the library. So I don't know, it felt like quite practical, but also got into some like the theory of why digital humanities exists. So yeah, that was I thought that one was quite interesting. Now I'm back here because it's kind of like, it's been rainy and gray out all day, so I didn't really want to like sit outside and eat or anything. So I came back here for lunch, and now I'm just gonna do some work here. So had a very productive evening. The proposal and application is done and sent off, and I went to the gym with the girls. So it was cardio today, which is not my favorite. So we were just doing like the 12-3-30 thing on the treadmill, which is just kind of boring, but I was listening to a true crime podcast, so it was still fun. Then we had a tea in the kitchen afterwards, but now I'm going to shower and go to bed. But tomorrow I have more of a free day, so I'm thinking I'll maybe try to go to the Botanic Gardens or something, or just walk around, see what the weather's like, I guess. And I should like look up if the Botanic Gardens is even good in like non-spring summer months. So it's actually more early afternoon now than morning, but I had a very relaxed, chill morning because we went to the gym last night, and we've been going at night a lot, and I just can't sleep afterwards. It keeps me awake all night, which is not ideal, but it's kind of the only time that people can all go that works with everyone's schedules. But anyway, it's not super nice outside today. It's not that bad, but it's just not like stroll through a garden weather, so I'm going to put off the Botanic Garden again and see if it's maybe like nicer this weekend or next week. But I think I'm still gonna go out for a walk just to like get out of here. I'm not gonna be doing too much work today because yeah, the last kind of couple weeks were quite crazy. Yeah, I don't have anything due for a little while, so I can kind of have a slow day today, which is nice. Our MCR, because this is week 7, so we all have like one more week of classes, and then some people have more classes or like assignments and everything. Like I have an assignment due week 10, I believe that will be. It's due the 21st, but that's kind of my main thing that I'll be working on over the break. And then I have another short essay due week 0 of Trinity, but the breaks are so long, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, so like last term we had our Oxmas banquet, which is like our Christmas banquet, but at Pembroke, every college kind of has a different thing that they'll do for like the fancy banquets, but Pembroke once a term has like a black tie banquet. So ours is tonight. This is the Equinox banquet. But yeah, so I've been trying on like everything in my wardrobe this morning because I'm not totally sure what to wear, because it's challenging because it's black tie, but based on what people wear to Oxmas, it's not like, it's dressed fancy, but it's not like super stingy black tie, at least for anyone who's not just wearing like a menswear black tie suit. But yeah, you can like have a little more fun with it, especially because the MCR, all the postgrads after the banquet go out to the club, and most people don't come back to change before because there's just like not that much time. So you have to wear something that's good for the banquet, but that you can also wear to the club, and that you don't want like, I don't know, I have certain things that I'm like, if this had a drink spilled on it or something, I would be forced to rip their face off, or my own if it was me. So it's just not worth the risk. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to this morning. But yeah, now I'm going to do a couple other little things around here and then head out for a walk, I think. So I think this is probably payback for all of the crap I've talked about British people thinking that they have bad weather. I went out for a nice walk along the river, and it's just like kind of cool out, like just a nice temperature. You just need a light jacket, you know? I'd even looked at the forecast and it said, oh, it might rain at 5, but I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I did forget my umbrella. I meant to take it and I forgot it here. But I went out and then I was like, oh, I need tights for tonight, so I went and grabbed a pair of tights. And then on my way back, it's fine. Next second, hail. And like a lot. But it wasn't, I mean, it was small, so it didn't hurt or anything, so that was fine. But yeah, it was coming down pretty hard and copious amounts. And then it turned to rain, which didn't feel like it was like pouring, but obviously enough to soak my jacket and me. But yeah, so I guess I'll be blow drying my hair again. Okay guys, so this is the outfit for tonight. I actually got this dress here. It's from Coast. I got it when they were doing a sale for a pretty good deal, because Coast can be expensive, I believe. At least I mean, I feel like their thing is kind of the cashmere, so obviously that's quite expensive. But I thought this was a good deal for like a nice party dress, and it's like kind of sophisticated but still fun and youthful. And then I've just got some patent Mary Janes from And Other Stories. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's like a little retro looking, but should be fun. This is going to be pretty much exactly the same as the Oxmas banquet. So there's like a champagne drinks reception ahead of time. Then we have dinner, 3 courses. They serve you wine and everything. There's some speeches, and we get to like submit toasts and stuff to be read. And then afterwards we have the after party. This time it's at, last time it was at, now I'm blanking on what that club was called, but this time it's at Varsity Club. So they usually get a private room for us, which is nice, and someone from the Pembroke JCR is DJing. So. everybody. It's actually Sunday today, so once again I missed a Saturday because I really didn't do much. I just kind of hung out here, watched a couple movies, read a little bit, and had like a very chill, relaxed day, which was nice because Friday was a little go, go, go. At least with the banquet in the evening, because it ran kind of long. I don't know if we left until like almost 11 for varsity club, and then me and my friends just stayed at varsity for a few songs because we weren't in like a real clubbing mood. So then we came back and just kind of went to bed, but it was still quite late by the time we got back, so had a nice lie-in and then a chill Saturday. But yeah, nothing really noteworthy to share. But today kind of more of the same. Had like a nice relaxed morning, and then now I'm going to head out because it's a very nice sunny day today. So I think me and some friends are gonna go maybe try to get a table at the King's Arms pub or just somewhere and sit outside, maybe have a nice drink and chat. So that should be really nice. I really enjoy my outfit today. I feel like this is like the perfect kind of spring vibe. But yeah, I also, there's this girl that keeps coming up on my TikTok with like man repellent outfits, and I was like, that's my whole wardrobe, and I feel like this perfectly encapsulates that. So yeah, going to head out now and see where we can find a spot, because I'm sure with it being nice today, it will be quite busy in town. I'm back in now. It was a really nice time. We actually wound up we walked towards the King's Arms, but unfortunately that pub only has like 3 picnic tables out front and they were all full. And then we walked to Turf, which is really close by, and same thing, all of the tables that were in the sun were full. So we just went to the Westin, which is like right by the King's Arms, and got a couple of drinks in their little cafe area, and then went and sat on the steps, which was like full sun. It was really nice. A lot of people were out and doing that. Got to pet a dog, so that was quite nice. And then we took like the scenic route home and walked through Christchurch Meadows. So yeah, just like a really pleasant afternoon. It was really nice to see some sun, and it's a really nice temperature out. Like when we were in the sun, I was a little warm in this sweater, but then when you're in the shade, this was like kind of the perfect weight of something to wear. So it's that like nice in-between weather. So I'm hoping that it lasts for a while, because it has been kind of cloudy the last week or so. So that was a really nice afternoon. For the rest of the day, I think I'm going to read a little bit. I'm hoping to finish Fangirl down in the next couple of days because I'd kind of set it aside while I was working on my essays and my other projects and actual work. So I'm gonna read some of that today, and then I have just like a little thing to do for my dissertation because I'm basically collecting data from TikTok a couple times a week. So I'm gonna do it Wednesdays and Sundays. So I need to do that this afternoon as well, but hopefully that won't take too long. And yeah, then I have formal dinner tonight. So that will be quite nice because I haven't made it to a formal dinner yet this term. Yeah, no particular reason. It just always seemed like I was like busy doing something else, especially because I had my medieval lit class on Mondays. So I felt like I didn't want to like commit to many hours of stuff Sunday evening in case I needed to like catch up on the readings and everything. So yeah, that'll be nice to get to the last one of term and go to second dessert and everything. So yeah, that's my plan for the rest of the day. just gotten ready for formal. I could have worn what I was wearing earlier today, but I just wanted to wear this dress, mostly because I thought it would look cute with these boots. And it's not raining, so I can actually wear suede boots. And I think it's probably still a little too chilly for bare legs, but I don't feel like wearing nude tights with this, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm going to head down, meet up with the girls, and then we'll head over. It's quite nice though. I actually didn't have as much left of Fangirl Down from yesterday as I thought that I did, because I read some yesterday. So I finished that book this afternoon. So I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow, but probably like Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll write a review, maybe film one, and post it on Instagram and TikTok, because I probably won't include it in one of these videos because it will just get very long, or I'll do something separately. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love Tessa Bailey. It's a super fun book. It almost, I don't know, it doesn't beat It Happened One Summer, but it's right up there with Unfortunately Yours. So it's in, for sure, my top 3 Tessa Bailey, potentially number 2 slot. So I'm back from second dessert. We actually stayed really late. It's like nearly midnight now, but had a really nice time. The dinner was like slightly strange because it was cod with basically like chili on top with chorizo sausage, which was just an interesting pairing. And then we had like this orange brownie for dessert, which was very good. And then second dessert was really fun. It was nice to catch up with people and everything. But yeah, now it's really late, so I'm just going to say goodnight and go to bed, and I'll catch you in the next one.